Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. On this channel, we dive into some of the most fascinating and relatable stories from Reddit. Whether it's heartwarming moments, crazy twists, there's always something interesting to uncover. So, grab a snack, get comfy, and let's explore these stories together. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a new tale. Let's get started. Today's topic is about siblings with difference in personality, jealousy and insecurity, and let's not forget competition for parental attention. Let's dive right in. Story 1. Title: My sister ruined my dream job and now my family thinks I'm overreacting. So, this all started a couple of months ago when I, 28M, got an offer for my dream job. I've been working towards this for years, late nights, studying, internships, you name it. It's a competitive field, and getting this job felt like the validation of everything I'd worked for. I was over the moon. Enter my sister, Sarah, 25F. We've always had a rocky relationship. She's the golden child, the one who everyone adores in the family, and I've always been the one trying to prove myself. It's not like I hate her, but she's always had a way of making everything about herself. When I told my family about the job offer, they were all super excited, except Sarah. She looked kind of annoyed but didn't say much at first. A couple of days later, she casually mentions that she's applying to the same company in a different department. I didn't think much of it at the time. After all, it's a big company with multiple branches, and it's not like we'd be working together. Fast forward to the interview process. I had to do a second-round interview, and that's when things started going downhill. Apparently, Sarah had already gone in for her first-round interview and, according to her, had talked me up to the hiring manager. At first, I thought she was being supportive, until I started hearing rumors from a friend who works there. Sarah had mentioned in her interview that I was the more serious one and that she was more fun and creative. Fine, that's true. But then she made a joke about how I've always been a bit too stressed out and obsessive about details, which apparently made its way back to my hiring manager. In an industry where attention to detail is everything, this wasn't exactly a glowing endorsement. Long story short, the company rescinded my offer. They said they had concerns about my fit with the team. I was devastated and confused until I pieced together what had happened. Sarah had poisoned the well, even if she didn't mean to. I confronted her, and she brushed it off, saying I was overreacting and that her comments were just jokes. My parents are siding with her, saying she was just trying to lighten the mood and that I should let it go. I'm furious. I lost a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and my family thinks I'm blowing it out of proportion. Sarah got an offer from the same company a few days ago, and now she's bragging about it like nothing happened. Am I crazy, or is this a huge betrayal? My family keeps telling me to move on, but how do I move on when my own sister cost me my dream job? Story 2. Title: My brother ruined my wedding day because he couldn't stand not being the center of attention. I'm still fuming as I write this. My wedding was supposed to be the happiest day of my life, but my brother, Tom, 30M, found a way to make it all about him. To give some background, Tom has always been the star of the family. He's the eldest, the golden child who excelled at everything: sports, academics, social life, you name it. I'm Emily, 28F, the quieter one who worked behind the scenes, never wanting to steal the spotlight. Our parents have always put him on a pedestal, and while I've mostly accepted that, my wedding day was supposed to be my day. Everything was going smoothly in the lead-up to the wedding. The planning, the rehearsals, the family gatherings, all went well, though I noticed Tom getting more and more distant. I didn't think much of it at the time, figuring he was busy with work or something. The day of the wedding comes, and I'm on cloud 9. The ceremony was beautiful, and I was just starting to relax and enjoy the reception when Tom decides to make an announcement. Right as my husband and I were about to do our first dance, Tom grabs the mic. At first, I thought he was just going to say something nice, maybe a funny speech or toast. But no. He announces that he and his girlfriend are expecting a baby. Cue gasps, applause, and attention shifting completely away from the wedding and onto him. My husband and I just stood there in shock as people started flocking to him, congratulating him and his girlfriend, and asking all sorts of questions about the baby. Our first dance was totally sidelined, and the rest of the night felt more like Tom's baby shower than my wedding reception. I was livid, but I kept my cool in front of everyone because I didn't want to cause a scene at my own wedding. But later, I pulled Tom aside and told him how hurt I was that he hijacked my big day. His response? "Oh, come on, it's not a big deal. Everyone was going to find out soon anyway. You're being too sensitive." Too sensitive? On my wedding day? Our parents, of course, are backing him up, saying that it wasn't intentional and that I should be happy for him. They even had the nerve to suggest that I'm being selfish for making it about me when it's happy news for the family. I feel completely blindsided and betrayed. I always knew Tom had a knack for stealing the spotlight, but I never thought he'd go this far. Now, whenever I look back on what should have been one of the best days of my life, all I'll remember is how my brother made it about him. Am I wrong for being this upset, or did my brother completely cross the line? Story 3. Title: My sister got engaged 2 days after my engagement, now my family's comparing us. I need to vent because I feel like I'm going crazy. I, 26F, got engaged last month to my long-term boyfriend, Mark. It was the happiest moment of my life, and I couldn't wait to share the news with my family. My parents were thrilled, my friends were excited, and everything was perfect for 2 days. That's when my sister, Lily, 28F, announced that she also got engaged. 2 days after me. Now, I wouldn't have minded if it happened organically, but the way it played out feels like a deliberate attempt to overshadow my engagement. For some context, Lily and I have always had a bit of a rivalry. She's 2 years older and has always been a bit competitive, especially when it comes to family attention. Growing up, I tried to stay out of it, but there was always this unspoken competition. If I got an award, she would point out how she won the same thing 2 years earlier. If I had a new accomplishment, she'd somehow top it. It was exhausting. So, when Mark proposed, I was ecstatic. For once, I thought I could have my moment without feeling like I was in Lily's shadow. But literally 2 days after I told my family, Lily announces that her boyfriend proposed too, on a random Tuesday night at their apartment, no less. It just felt off. Almost like she couldn't handle me being the center of attention for even a week. To make matters worse, now my family is comparing everything. My mom keeps saying things like, "Oh, you and Lily can have a joint wedding. How fun would that be?" Or "Lily's ring is a little bigger, but yours is so unique." They've started debating who will have the better venue, who will look better in their dress, and which engagement story is more romantic. It's like we're competing in some twisted bridal Olympics. I tried to talk to Lily about how her timing made me feel, but she brushed me off, saying I was being ridiculous. She swears her engagement had been planned for months, and the timing was just a coincidence. Maybe it was, but I can't shake the feeling that she couldn't stand not having the spotlight for even a minute. Mark thinks I should just ignore it, but it's hard when every conversation with my family turns into a comparison between us. I can't even enjoy my own engagement without feeling like I'm being pitted against my sister. Now I'm dreading the wedding planning because I know Lily's going to try to one-up me every step of the way. Am I being unreasonable for feeling like Lily stole my thunder, or is this sibling rivalry finally hitting its breaking point?